All right, Mac Heads and Maniacs. We back at it. Let me get my light on. Go on, introduce yourself.
Hey, what's going on? All the maniacs in the building. This is your boy Mike, the Salinas Report, tapping in with my other brother from another mother right here. Kev Mac is
Yes,
in
what's
here. We
up?
were, we were just talking sports right now. We're talking baseball. Everything is cracking, huh?
Absolutely, man. I want you to jump into. Are you Salinas Valley State Trooper?
Okay, so that's not my YouTube handle. Is that what you
Oh,
meant?
right, right. The
Okay.
Salinas Report.
Yeah, that's what it
Same
is.
guy, though, right?
Yeah, no, it's not.
Oh, okay, okay,
It's not. They faking the
okay.
funk, Kev. It ain't me.
Got you,
It
got you.
ain't me. It ain't me. I seen that you put that title on there, Salinas Valley boxing match. That's where I'm from. All my life, Kev, is right here in Salinas.
Right.
We smack dab like we're like the equator of California. If you know what that means, we're on the central coast, getting out toward the water, maybe 20 minutes, and then directly east of us is Fresno. But I grew up here all my life, and so you called the Salinas Valley boxing match. Yeah, the Salinas Report is putting on. That's what I am. I'm the promoter to this. I don't know if you've noticed this, but these YouTube fights have been blowing up. Have you been
I've
seeing
been
that?
seeing that.
So, I don't hate at all. I ain't got one hating bone in my body. When I see a new lane and a new bag, I say get it as many times as you can. And these exhibitions and sparring matches that people have put on, it's just influencer versus influencer. I think they see an easy bag, and that's what we all finna get.
Right, 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 right. So being in Salinas, who do you guys roll with in basketball and baseball and football?
Well, I got to tell you who I roll with. I mean, me personally and stuff like that. But of course, you already know we West Coast. You know what I mean? So Salinas, let me explain what Salinas is. Salinas is known as, like a farm town. And as far as, like northern, Mexicans up north, which you got a huge fan base. Okay. I don't even know if you knew this. I myself, I'm a maniac. I go back to the old school days. My favorite videos like Triple OG Summer Vacation.
Mm.
You know what I mean? When King Baba Louie's talking about the YTS fight with Jim Miller. I mean, OG Frog. And of course, Joe Rockhead. I can't forget Joe Rockhead, especially because Joe Rockhead then brought up in that conversation about how much, the northern Mexicans, were
Right.
willing to look out at some point and teach and educate at some point. So, again, we smack that right in the middle. You know what I mean? That's exactly where we at right here. Grew up here all my life. And, when I was coming up, I did the same stupid shit everyone did. People ask me, how was it, Mike, when you grew up? Well, just look at the movie Menace to Society. That's how it was. Okay, literally. The house party is cracking just like that. And all them scenes are happening on a day to day. And once I got my mind right, now I can shine right. I got into the promotional game of it. And it's about to go down on August 13th. We got two very interesting individuals. I don't know if anyone here in the comment section, in the chat, or even you, Kev, follow any of these individuals. We got one very mysterious individual. His name is Tony. He has a channel called Stories Written by a Current Prisoner, and interviews people, does the phone thing. He wanted to go ahead and just get his hands dirty. He did a call out, and then the other person, which I consider a personal friend of mine, Gunner. This is the second fight that I've worked with him on, and it's always been a pleasure to work with Gunner. They just kind of see where they're at, the brand to the level that it's gotten, and we can go ahead and get this thing on, just like your poster showed in the thumbnail.
That's what's up, man. I know Cartoon. I don't know if you've seen Cartoon on live, but Cartoon, he's a Crip from the east side of Los Angeles, living in Alabama right now. He's trying to get something started like this, where all the brothers call each other out, show up to the gym, put the gloves on, and rock and roll.
Yeah, people could do that. All you got to do is have an influence and just be able to be the glue to it, like you said. So me, I know a lot of Northern California YouTube channels, and I know some also from SoCal, especially in the last fight that we did last June
Right.
26th. So I know the one. I met some other individuals over there from SoCal. Nothing but a connection, because where we're at mentally is not where we were. You know what I mean? Not where we were, where we at now. So we're able to get the bag, go and chase it. So to Cartoon, definitely. You know what I mean? If you want to get at me, get at me. I can go ahead. I want to see everyone shine, Kev. I want to see everyone shine. I want to see people shine before me. I ain't the one to go through the door first. I want you to get it. I was always taught that. I'm gonna get blessed on the back end. Believe that off the top. But if Cartoon wants to get in it, it definitely can happen.
Yeah.
Influential people can glue it together.
Right, right. And shout out to G Perico, a rapper from Broadway. He claims East Side, but his gang is West Side. He claims East Side because his address is actually an East Side number, but 11 Deuce Broadway. G Perico is a rapper. A lot of people like and love this guy. Um, he has a gym now. He's part owner of a gym now, so he's gonna help make that happen. So, Los Angeles, boy, y'all get ready. You get ready. It's in the works now. Put them gloves on whenever y'all want to. But I think you ducked my question, or I'm hard of hearing.
Go ahead.
Who do you roll with in basketball, football, and baseball?
Bam, let me let you know. So I'm San Francisco, both football and on baseball. Who I am on basketball is Seattle. We got sold. You know that move right there. We got sold at midnight, backdoor move to some Starbucks executives, Seattle Supersonics.
Right.
And so that's who I am here. And all I ever seen grow up over here, Kev, is just Raiders, Niners, Cowboys. That's all I.
Cowboys up north. Huh?
Yeah. But again, we're right in that central. You know what I mean?
I was about to say, is that Central Valley? So you guys about Stockton and Soledad?
You know what? Yeah. Do you know where Soledad and Salinas Valley is? The penitentiaries.
Right.
Yeah, the penitentiary. So I'm literally like right across the highway, up in the hill where I could look down and see both penitentiaries over there. I made one little stint. I passed through Salinas Valley, one little stint of mine, back in the day. And but yeah, yeah.
I slept in Salinas Valley one night.
You laid over?
That's a place I never want to go back to.
You laid over?
No disrespect to Salinas. People that live there probably view the place differently. Me, as an outsider, I went to Soledad Prison to visit my brother one time.
Okay.
So I'm going to stay and get a double visit because that's how you really do a prisoner. They want the Saturday and Sunday visit. So I'm a blessing with both days. So I got to find a place to stay. I go to Salinas, give me a motel room, raggedy, ratchet, a little corner motel with a parking lot. And they were cheap. Of course, once I asked how much is it, then they went up on the price, like $25. But I need a place to stay. So what? So I go ahead. I see some pretty Hispanic women. And I see some dope fiends, Hispanic dope fiends. But I'm not tripping. I just need a bed, man. I'm going to go to sleep, get up and leave in the morning. So I pay for the room, and I walk to my room. And you know how you could feel somebody looking at you like it's just burning your back or your ear or your neck? So I look, and I'm like, oh, shit. It's like 3 Mexicans, and they looking mean and mad, like I'm in their turf or something. So I'm like, man, let me hurry up and get in the room and shit. And then I look this way, and it's like 2 more coming. And now I'm fumbling the key. I can't even get in the room. I'm fumbling the key like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't do nothing. So I go in the room. I shut the door. I hear people outside. I peek out the window. And they all looking in my room. I'm like, holy shit, what the hell? So nothing ever transpired. Of course, I peeked out the window all night. But I assume they thought I was coming to sell drugs in the area or something, or come mess with their prostitute. I don't know what the hell, but that shit was wild to me, man. It wasn't even no word said like, hey, what are you doing over here? Or who are you? None of that shit. I'm like,
I can say this area right here is a little bit different, man. There's something in the water out here, just a little bit more militarized the way they think.
Okay.
A little, a little strategic on how they move. But that animosity, like, Kev, that's never been here. You know what I mean? Like, as far as black and brown, ain't no black and brown animosity as far as that I could ever remember. And
well, if you notice, I never said anything about because I was black or anything like that. I just think they thought I was on their turf or something, selling drugs or messing with a prostitute. Or maybe they thought I was a good robbery or police. I don't know. They never said. But I'm like, oh, shit. And they're attacking me, like you said, strategically. They're coming at me from both sides. Mind you, it wasn't even nobody in the parking lot like that. It was just some prostitutes walking past, maybe 180 feet away from me or something like that.
And we still run security the same, even at these shows that we do, Kev. We got we think
Yes.
3, 4, 5 steps ahead, you know. But like on this show coming up with Gunner and Tony from Stories Written by a Current Prisoner, you know, I got law enforcement, I got armed watchdogs. It's going to
Okay,
be
good.
exclusive guest list, yeah, exclusive guest list to get in.
Mhm.
We go build it up to the point where we can get that gate, because we really, you know, we can't be losing that gate money by having to invest in security measures.
Right.
And so I want
That's
that gate money that's coming up. Another thing I'm looking into too is we're gonna host some of these things out of state, because this state right here on the taxes, Kev, you already know this state's
Yeah.
no joke. They
Yeah,
will
that's
cut
a
your
big. I mean, that's a business move. It's a smart move. And for the viewers, the homie invited me as a special guest. I won't be able to make it, but I would love to make it. So make sure next fight you extend that invitation again. I'm going through some things, and I live in Nevada, so I won't be able to make it this time. But
got you.
definitely want to check you out. And I didn't do any research on the two fighters, but I've heard of Gunner, and the title for the other guy was interesting. So,
It definitely
is there any animosity? Why are these two fighting?
Well, it all stems from a call out, because Tony was in the front row seeing Gunner's last fight last June. He got invited through a private invitation to come up, you know, because we reached out to some influencers, just like we're doing now. And so he sat there in the front, and then he just did a simple video call out. Again, I think, you know, he's a businessman as well. Tony very much is a businessman as well. He said, you know what, if we could run that fade, we already know people are going to want it. Why? You know, he has a lot of, you know, dimensions to it, right? He's always in the mask. You know what I mean? Like this, I don't know what you want to call it, the Skeletor mask, or the man in the iron mask, or whatever, you know, with a lot of high profile individuals telling stories and stuff like that. So he's very interesting in a lot of dimensions. Gunner as well, he's just very charismatic. You know what I mean? He's very charismatic. Of course, we're both from up here, about the same area. You know what I mean? The Central Valley is directly east of us. These towns kind of rock with the similar styles, like Salinas and like the Central Valley, when it comes to like the Mexicans and the get down on how they move and they groove. You know what I mean? And so we hit it off right off the gate. He's been a pleasure to work with. Tony wanted me to bring in one of his boys for the co-main event. He said, I got one of my boys from Riverside. Kev, he said, I got my boy. You got to get him in. You got to get him in. I'm like, look, I got gym owners ready to just land fighters. Last year on Gunner's first card, we had some undercard fighters that turned pro. Top rank signed. Robert Garcia of gym signed. So I told Tony, no, we don't need to do all that. And he's like, get my boy. His boy Jimmy from Riverside has been training, and Gunner brought in someone else whose game, his name is Ace 100. He's on the poster also as well. We're giving away posters. We're giving away one golden ticket to be able to go and see the fight personally, up close and personal. And this is just the beginning, Kev. I've already got preliminary talks for more fights, one before we end this year, and at least one or two I'm talking to for next year.
Is this going to be Gunner's last fight?
That's a good question right here. I say no, because I say he knows that there's a bag, and we always got to hit while the iron's hot. This exhibition sparring lane that, you know, almost like Jake Paul almost single-handedly created by himself, which is I don't hate, has gotten all these legends to get back in the ring. You got Chavez Sr. already got back in the ring. You got Marcos Maidana, who just got announced the other week. He's getting back in the ring. All these legends are trying to square up. Of course, Oscar was in training camp, but then he got sick. But people are screaming for him to fight Vargas again. This whole lane, we're going to ride this wave, Kev, all the way. It's going to be influencer versus influencer. And, you know, it's a better storyline when, you know, the opposite neighborhoods or opposite, whatever the people want to call it, that's fine. You know what I mean? Animosity, whether you hate it or you want to see the guy get knocked out or knock the guy out, we just ask that you support. It really is just like a small business. You know, if you were doing it right there, Kev, oh, for sure. We got your back 100%. Let me know.
What weight class are these two fighters?
So, you know, I don't want to set a lot of obstacles for him, Kev. So I went ahead and just made it open weight. Because realistically, once you're about 225 and more, because they're heavy. They're all heavy.
Right.
Yeah, they're all heavy. So once you weigh 225 or more, it don't matter if the guy's 265 or you just game, and that's it.
Right.
So it's going to be an open weight, and they got the smallest gloves possible, which I was breaking them in. You never want to fight with new gloves. So we're going to have the smallest gloves possible, which is 10-ounce gloves. Of course, we ain't wearing no headgear. We'll go ahead and get the rounds, maybe 5 or 6, 2 minutes, all worked out.
Right.
And we just been, getting all the production side together, audio, visual, AV teams, and everything we need to do, up lighting team, just to make it crack. And again, the invitation's extended, Kev. If not on this one, I'm gonna extend it again on the next one.
Okay.
And a couple other people that have gone back to me, like Big Herc. Shout out to Big Herc, Alex, Street TV, a couple other people that got back to me. We help each other out. Same thing I told Alex. Same thing I told Big Herc. He always comes Big Herc comes to Car Week everywhere in August in Monterey, and I hosted a meet and greet for him one time down there on Cannery Row. And so, he's into cars, but again, it's private and it's only by invitation only, other than the fighters, entourage, and tech people.
Let me read this comment. Ask Salinas if he heard the name Armando Munoz. That's my gente, Jerupo Valley Boxing Gym. He's a legend.
Yeah, it sounds like Jerupo Valley for sure. That sounds like SoCal. I never heard that name. I thought he was talking about someone from Salinas. But I did amateurs for 10 years, Kev. Fought myself, started by DJing, and that's how I got into it. I got to find out how all this thing gets put together. That way, to the fighters that come on my promotion, Kev, I just give it to them like on a silver platter. Like, here you go. All I want you to focus is on pulling up and training. That's it. And that's the way I like to run the promotion. And of course, by contractual agreement, we'll go through all, the footage that we need to get and stuff like that to make it happen.
Right. Yeah, that sounds very interesting, man. I think it is a new phenomenon. And I think it's phenomenal that you could put a card together like this. Like I said, I definitely like to see a fight or two. And I hope to see more gyms and more people. It doesn't matter the nationality, but I like to see more people take their frustrations out in the gym, man. Especially because some dudes talk a lot of trash on the internet, and there's no repercussion. So some of those dudes I would like to see get laid out in the ring. You know what I mean? At least they're not dead. They didn't get shot, right?
Shout out to my boy Dubs V. He always says, when they talk a lot of trash, it just shows they ain't been nowhere.
Right.
Hey, Dubs V is another from the 805. He's another one that people would like to see get in that ring. Again, you know what they just doing, Kev? They capitalizing on the name. You know what I mean? It's just a whole new lane to get a whole new bag. Getting in there, throwing something to individuals that have thrown like Gunner. Okay, Gunner has a story where he was one of the first buses of the northern Mexicans that landed in Nellis in YA. And that's a hell of a story. So he was just talking about growing up there, being like a preteen and teen that young, and then being, in the South, when obviously they're coming from up north, and then all the opposition. He's talking, over, however it was, 100, 200 YA fights. You know how they handled it in the back of the handball court. To Gunner, it's just another day. He's easy to work with when it comes to these fights. Tony, I don't know if he has any fight experience at all, but I do know he has a great boxing coach. Jesse James out of SoCal, he took him under his wing. He said he's had his hands on him for a couple months. So we're going to find out the result right there. And a lot of people ask me, Kev, is Tony going to fight in a mask? Let me clear it once and for all to everyone, the whole free world, which I call YouTube Landia, the Wild West, YouTube. He's not fighting with any mask. There's no way he can fight with a mask. It's going to come off, this, Kev, within a punch or two or a left hook. I mean, that mask is flying, right?
Okay, let me ask. What's the mask thing about?
So the mask thing is about, well, I can let him tell it, because I have a guess on what I think it's about. It's about discretion when it comes to telling stories, right? Because he gets phone calls from individuals who are high profile. The people got stories, their stories are like on A&E and Gangland and shit like that. So he wants to be discreet. So discretion is the key for him. But a lot of people ask, how is he going to be able to get in there and throw with the mask on? How is that going to work? He had contemplated maybe some kind of specialty paint, some kind of wrestling mask, right? Like Rey Mysterio, do the 619 off the rope, Rey Mysterio. But at the end of the day, he said, you know what? It just is the time for the mask to come off. And he's in a place where he's just going to take it off. And you'll be able to see him on Vimeo pay-per-view August 13th at 6 o'clock without a mask for the first time. And I'll let y'all call it.
I'm glad. I was just about to ask you what was the date and time of the fight. But it's invitation only, right?
Yeah, that's what it is. You know, on this one, we didn't got no gate. We are giving out some golden tickets, which is just people that want to participate, kind of like in a raffle type thing. Like we'll just get a little software to draw a name. A lot of people really want to be there, man. I feel a little, I want that gate money, you know. But
Right.
when you got, yeah, but you know, when you're dealing with individuals that maybe a little bit more, of, you know, they need, they have a profile, then we got to just shuffle it around. But I really want to get that gate. Next time we're going after that gate bag.
Right. Let me see. Here's just a comment. Why does Gunner look like Cartoon? Cartoon is the guy that says the East Side Crip, black dude.
Oh, okay. I don't even know who Cartoon is, but shout out to Cartoon, man.
Yeah,
Gunner's real easy to work with, man. He's coming down with his entourage. Of course, he's from the Mercedes, from the 209 area. He comes in with about 3-4 guys with black shirts that say the Great Wall. He doing it like that, you know what I mean? With a security detail. And man, I can't wait till y'all see it.
I don't know if you're familiar with Reggie Owens, Boxing Conversation with Reggie Owens. He wants to know, will the fight be televised?
Good question. So it's going to be able to be streamed on anything that has an internet connection, tablet, smartphone, laptop, not televised, not televised. This is a streaming pay-per-view. The links are going to be at least on our community pages, all of us that are involved. Again, the thumbnail that Kev put up on this one has both of those channels' names. Mine is just right here at the bottom, or you could just revert back to it, which is Salinas Report. We're going to get it out there. It's going to cost about the same as a Triller fight, Kev. You know, like the last Triller fight, one of my daughters, you know, she had a crush on one of the Vargas boys. Get the fight, Dad. Get the fight. I'm like, I mean, they, you know, they both barely coming up, ain't really earned a name, but they riding off the dad's name. I said, let me get it. And let me see how much it was. $30. It's going to be about the same, about $30, $35, I think. For the pay-per-view, and it's August 13th. I checked the boxing weekend, Kev, and we ain't going up against nada. Everything is the weekend before, everything is the week after. Of course, all that strategic. You know that, Kev. That's how we make our moves. And August 13th, we'll be live. We'll be cracking.
That's what's up, man. I wish you continued success. OG Steve, good looking out. I appreciate it. Do you? Before you get out of here, not that you're leaving now, but I keep getting questions. Do you know anything about Crips in Salinas or white gangs on Cabello Street?
That is correct. Actually, a close friend of mine made the theme song. That was the first intro I had, and his name is Young Gun. And I see a lot of people in the comment right here, Kev. I brought a lot of Salinas Report subscribers over here. So don't forget to hit the subscribe, hit the like button. I'm seeing them at I don't want to disrespect and call out all their names. It's almost every other comment. But yes, the 372, the East Side Crips was almost the only Crip set back in the day in Salinas. And there was a neighborhood in North Salinas, Cabrillo Street, off like next to Vallejo and all these other, and it was all families. So Salinas really was just a conglomerate of just a lot of families, and even the Crips were a lot of families. Now, there was no Bloods here. The Bloods were actually going to Seaside and out to those cities over there. Yeah, a Young Gun 372 is I think is his name on IG, made my theme song, and I fucked with him back in the 90s doing rap concerts too, promotions for rap concerts.
Any Tongan or Samoan presence in Salinas?
Definitely. There was Samoans and there was Tongans. You know, back in the 90s, Kev, you know this. I mean, everyone had size on them. You know what I mean? It wasn't like right now when you see this generation, I'm like, man, what was it? They drank too much caffeine. The moms drank too much caffeine. I can't figure it out. But back in the 90s, everyone had size on them. You know, football player size. About 2 doors down, some Samoans, they're the ones that taught me how to shoot craps. They had the house right there with the long porch, the Boys in the Hood looking house with just a brown one with the pillars, and then that long porch right there that they showed me how to shoot dice. They definitely were with the business. I'll let you know that. Everyone had to be, because back in the 90s, it was easy. You just got weeded out if you weren't with it. You know what I mean? Punks got weeded out real easy. It was survival of the fittest. That's all it was. But here in Salinas, Kev, like in the 90s, like the northern Mexicans, we fought each other. We fought each other. There wasn't really no red or blue. It was just red. I'm talking about just house party shooting after house party shooting. They just kicked off the streets. for like the craziest gang wars that lasted a year, 2, 3 years with the homicide records breaking. But anyways, going back to some Samoans and Tongans, yeah, they definitely were here. They hung out amongst their own. They always told us from up here, they said, man, we like your get down, we like your stilo on how we do things. And we were just side to side a lot of the times.
What's the N14 all about?
Yeah, that's a good question right there. So I can't claim to know all of that. That really goes far back. What I was told, I'll let you know exactly what I was told, man. Shout out to everyone that schooled me, because I think I was one of the last generations in the 90s that actually got some education. So I was told around the years that I was born, like 80, about 80, 81, all of us, the number came out first, and the number had to do with the letter in the alphabet. So over here up north, it all started like about 1965 in Soledad. So Salinas, if you didn't know this, it's like headquarters and home base for the whole northern like philosophy, ideology. Everyone knows this, and the flag has never been unplanted and put anywhere else. It's always been Salinas, and it started in '65 in Soledad, the whole movement. And then it spilled onto the gangs like in the 80s. Now they came out with now they came out with numbers. You know, back my neighborhood, it just was one street name. And then all of a sudden they put the city in the front and the street in the end. And then in the 90s, now they put the block in the end. And, you know, the evolution was just always changing and changing. And that's how it just kept going. So to my understanding, that all came in the 80s. But as far as I can remember, it was always red on red, with the Mexicans going after each other, clocking each other, just, you know, going at it.
So was there a large black population claiming M14 that you know of?
No.
Okay.
No.
I just was wondering, when the Mexicans go at it with each other, what do the brothers lie in that?
Yeah, they over here in Salinas, they were at home base all the time. We were close. You know what I mean? They always came through all the time. Again, the 372, the Crips, they rolled with us. Matter of fact, I remember seeing the movie Friday at the movie theater here when it debuted in Salinas. About a third of the room was Crips. And everyone, you remember the sweaters with the old English letters and all that. That's all there was there, and just smoke in the air all the time. I don't know who they had as far as oppositions go, but I do know that they always rode with us, because we were the majority on the streets here, and still are in Salinas. Now I just do a lot of other things too, Kev. I do like real estate. I'm up in the neighborhood all the time. You know, the same neighborhood I terrorize or blood, sweat, tears for 20 years for. Now I'm going to help families, and that's what I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? That's exactly where I am at. So I see the old fellas, they still paint my cars, pull out my dents. They still change, my speakers, and upgrade my big 3 systems and all that. They still do all that, but they kind of see where I'm coming from now, and they just don't come at me like that, no more.
Right. So you got more haters than me, man.
It's all to the good. Like I said,
we're gonna ignore those comments. I mean, you get no value out of that.
Yeah. So you know what it is. It's open. I ain't trying to never take anyone's speech away. Freedom of speech. Say what you want.
That's what I say.
I'm here for entertainment.
Not to cut you off. I hate, man, when people come in my comment section and say, "What happened to my message? You hating? You can't take criticism." I don't know what happened to your message. I didn't delete shit.
Oh,
I want you to express how you feel. In fact, I used to tell my moderators, I don't like when they block somebody for saying something. Everybody should be entitled to say something 1 or 2 times. Now, if they start trolling, okay, now it's time to shut you down. But
yeah, what I did is I ended up taking off the moderators, because I was getting so many messages, and I was like, man, I just can't double back and manage that.
Right.
I can't manage that. So I ended up just taking them off. Really what I've been doing on the Salinas Report lately, Kev, I started with some interviews, 2-3 partners of mine, a funny comedian, partners that just went away on long stretches as kids, got the juvenile lives, and just came back home. Lately, I just been on the promotion thing. I also, I work events on weekends. I DJ. I do a lot of other things. So I've been dropping mixes there lately. I'm on here for shits and giggles, but this promotional thing right here is really cracking. So like what's cracking right here is called networking, You know, we're
Yeah.
going all the way up with this. And Kev, you got a lot of influence because a lot of the people on your channel, and I'm talking about on this channel and on the other channel, have a lot of influence. You know what I mean?
Right. I can tell you're a businessman. You're about your money, and looks like you go in a very professional manner. I like your setup too, man.
There you go, Kev. Man, I appreciate you for the invitation, opening up the platform for me to get the word out that August 13th is going to be live on Vimeo. This is just the beginning. I got another event before the year is out. I got one or two that I'm in preliminary talks. And then this is just the beginning of us connecting, Kev. I'm going to get with you after this and maybe just run a couple ideas from a business standpoint and see where we go.
Right. That's all good, man. That's all good. Well, good luck on the fight, man. Keep us posted. I'm gonna be looking for that link so I can check it out. And I don't know. I wanna watch some of the past fight with Gunner because I haven't seen it. And whatever other fights you got up, man. And I'll be sure to tell Cartoon, man. You know, check out the Salinas Report. You might get some ideas from him. You might want to model your program after his, and I want to see it get cracking, man, throughout California.
Exactly. I'm with it right here. Of course, we're from the West Coast. This is how we roll and
Right.
stuff like that. And a lot of people know just from passing through, you know, the penitentiaries, a lot of people know my area from just having Soledad right here and having Salinas Valley right here. And this is all I know all my life. But yeah, we're going all the way up, man. Shout out to Cartoon. And man, I appreciate you for the invitation again, Kev. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, no problem, man. Next fight you need to promote, just hit me up, bro. I'm here.
Thank you, Kev. Shout out to all the maniacs in the comments section. I appreciate all the support and everyone that came over from the Salinas Report. Don't forget to hit the subscribe, hit the bell, hit the all right here from my boy. And go back to Kev Mac videos and binge watch like I have all of the videos from the beginning. Okay, binge watch them all, especially Triple OG Summer Vacation. That's a classic.
Man, I appreciate that. That's a good thing, man.
Yeah.
Well, you take it easy, bro. I'm gonna get out of here. I'll holler at you.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it. Shout out one.
No problem. You guys, I was gonna say this while Salinas Report was on, but I figure it'd be more appropriate after he's gone. Donald Archie will be on Tuesday night. Donald Archie has a poem for Cute's mom. I don't know if it's for Cute's in the family, but it's regarding his mom. So he's getting it typed up and laminated, and he should be ready Tuesday night, same time, same place, same channel. And I'm sure you guys will have some questions for him after he reads that poem. But he knew Cute's mom. He was just on the phone telling me his admiration for Cute's mom and how she was a real parent and how he wouldn't disrespect her by being loud or with gang activity in front of the house. So when he see her, he would go the other way because he didn't want to be disrespectful. He had that much respect for her that he didn't want her seeing how wild they could be out in the streets and So that's a good thing. But he spoke highly of Cute's mom, just like Barefoot Pookie. So shout out to the Bell family, man, and OG Cutes. I seen Cutes in the comment section a little earlier. But Donald Archie, Tuesday night, you guys, so be sure to check in. And as far as all that dropout talk about different people, man, I don't know. I don't know, bro. I don't know who's a dropout, who ain't a dropout. I don't know who's a troll and who ain't a troll. You know what I mean? I get my own trolls to say some outlandish, false shit. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. The brother Salinas Report is doing something positive, and he's putting on boxing for us that like violence and like to see other people's hand skills. And ain't nothing wrong with making a little bit of money and doing it and being one of the innovators of this new phenomenon that's going on with the boxing. And to somebody had mentioned that they got boxing up north for all their brothers. Well, this is a little different. This isn't for just all their brothers. This is for people that be calling other people out, people that be talking shit and can or cannot back it up. That's what this is about. But Tony's coach, shout out to Tony's coach, man, Jesse James Boxing Academy. and he is guaranteeing a KO. He's guaranteed that Tony knocks out his opponent. If you guys want to bet, hit me up. I got odds on this fight, man. Hit me up. I'll give you odds, and you can place your bets with me, man. With that said, I'm out of here, man. Good looking out for those that viewed, those that checked in. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And don't forget Donald Archie on Tuesday. Y'all take it easy. Peace.